The road we're on is paved in Garth.
Come along on the journey
as we explore
Garthology.
Think of it more as a conversation. I like that. So if this is truly a conversation, then I say let the conversation begin. Showtime!
Hey everyone, it's Deb. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Garthology, where we share Garth Brooks' stories and celebrate the people behind his music. Today, I'm excited to fill you in on an amazing thing that happened between Garth and me. As I've mentioned on previous episodes, I've seen Garth's Las Vegas one-man residency show, honestly, more times than my wallet would like. That's for dang sure. But the one that I will always remember the most happened on July 12th, 2024. The night started off well to begin with, because when I walked into the lobby of the venue, I ran into Brian Moore, who is also known to all of us as hashtag from Garth's live Monday night conversations inside Studio G, which I'm going to just stop my Vegas show review for a second and say, I really miss Inside Studio G, even more than I knew I was going to when we were first told that it was ending. My Mondays are just not the same anymore, and I'm sure all of you feel the same. It's funny because this episode is coming out on a Monday, so maybe this episode will kind of help those of you who are really missing Inside Studio G today, like me. Okay, back to July 12th, 2024. So I ran into Brian and we hugged and we chatted, and I thought, well, what a great night this has already been. Little did I know what was to come. Brian asked if I wanted to submit a song request, and of course I did want to. I requested one of my very favorite Garth songs, Learning to Live Again. We said our goodbyes and I went to my seat, which was in section 106, row F, seat 605. That number will always stick in my head. I had sat there just 2 weeks before when Jess and Pete and I finally got to see the Vegas show together, so I knew it was a great seat. It's right up against the stage, and as we described in the episode we recorded about that experience, which was Season 5, Episode 15, Garth had easily seen us. I was hoping that even though I was alone, I could catch his eye again. The show started up, and Garth is phenomenal as per usual, of course. Partway through, we get to the song request section of the show. And the requests were especially great that show. I remember he sang The Courage of Love for the first request, and I think he even said he had never performed that in a show before. And I remember thinking, well, the ticket price was worth it just to see this one song. I think he also performed She's Every Woman, which I've heard him sing live before, and I just love that song so much. And then the thing that I've always wanted to happen, but I never thought it actually would happen, happened. I remember he said something about, I have time for one more song. And then he asked, where's Deb? And honestly, the rest of the next part of the show became like an out-of-body experience for me. Thank goodness that immediately after the show, I ran to get my phone out of the locked bag and I took notes because I knew I wanted to do an episode about this experience and I didn't want to forget even a moment of what had happened. So here's what I wrote about that night. Garth is on stage as charismatic and down-to-earth as ever. He was engaging with the people who had requested the previous two songs. And then comes the magical moment, and he says, where's Deb? He's scanning the crowd, looking for me, setting the tone for what's to come. Once I raised my hand and called out to him, and he spotted me near the stage, Garth, who we all know for his warmth and connection with his fans, doesn't hesitate to make me feel seen and appreciated. He walked right over to where I was, stood right in front of me, not a foot away, and just started chatting. Garth's genuine appreciation for his fans is evident as he engages me in conversation, asking how I was and calling me beautiful. I will never forget the warmth of that statement and how full of gratitude I felt, knowing that this was about to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience, for him to pick my request and stand right in front of me to sing it. Garth mentioned that my request was Learning to Live Again, joked about how challenging the song is, and I told him, but you're so good at it. And he laughed, he wished me good luck, and I wished it right back to him, and we both laughed again. Then the song began, and the atmosphere, honestly, it just shifted. The song's lyrics, delivered with Garth's signature emotion, it just honestly filled the air. It was a raw and touching performance, and I cheered him on when he mentioned that he had started off on too high a key and he needed to bring it back down a little. We both laughed again, and I thought, well, Garth and I are just in this room, chatting with each other, laughing like no one else is around. It was truly like nothing I had ever experienced before. And thinking about it now, that's what makes moments like these so special. Garth Brooks didn't just perform a song. He shared an experience with one of us, his fans. Well, and not to mention, the song includes my name in it a bunch of times. So while he was singing it to me, he was also saying Debbie and Deb a few times. So it was all very surreal. More humor was to come. Towards the end of playing the song, he had to replay a few of the guitar chords. We both laughed again because he couldn't, find the right ones. So before Trisha came out to sing Shallow with him, he mentioned to Big John, who takes care of all of his guitars, next time, bring me a guitar that knows the song, or something like that. That made everyone in the crowd laugh. And again, it's those candid, unscripted moments that make Garth not just a star, but a relatable human being. My moment with Garth came to an end, but it will be one that I remember forever. And I'm sure all of you out there that have been lucky enough to get your request picked and have shared this experience with Garth feel the same. Every time he does these song requests, he makes a fan feel like the only one in a room of thousands. And in doing so, it reminded me about the importance of connection, of vulnerability, not to mention a little bit of humor. It's been a few months now, and I think my only sadness about that night is that I don't have any pictures of the moment happening. Unfortunately, the photographer didn't include any pictures of us while Garth sang to me in the images on the Caesars Palace photo site, so no professional shots for me. And as we've mentioned before, at the Vegas shows, our phones get locked up in a bag and can't be used. So I can't relive those memories on my phone. But honestly, had I had a phone in front of my face, I might not have had the same connection with Garth that I had that night. So ultimately, I will just have to hold that mental picture tight in my memory. That's it for today's episode. And if your moment with Garth hasn't come yet, just hold on. It'll happen, and it'll be more than worth the wait, I promise. Until next time, remember that connection in the world is what matters, and that love will always win. See you next time. Have you checked out our website at garthology.com yet? If not, stop by today And be sure and hit that subscribe button on your podcast platform of choice so you never miss a Garthology episode. If you listen on Apple Podcasts, it's been a really long time since our last review. So if you get the chance, please stop by, hit that 5-star button if you like what you hear, and then write up a review that encourages others to listen as well. Then share us with everyone you know. That way you can help your friends in low places become Garthologists too. And if you've ever had a moment with Garth that touched your heart, we'd love to hear about it. So don't forget to stop by any of our social media accounts to let us know what your experience was like. On Facebook, we can be found at facebook.com/GarthologyCast. And on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Threads, we're also at GarthologyCast. Thanks again for listening. See you next time. Bye.
Finish it! Finish it!
Bloopers.
Today, I'm excited to fill you on. As I've mentioned on previous episodes, I've seen Garth's Las Vegas. As I mentioned on previous episodes, I've seen Garth's Las Vegas one-man show. Honestly, more times than my wallet. God bless America.